Hello, hello. Welcome back to Move by Kim. I'm Kim, and if you're new here, welcome to the place where you train strong, we train smart, we train for everyday life. Today, we're going to break down one of the most overcomplicated movement patterns that we do, the deadlift. Sounds very intimidating. I was very intimidated with it before I got really comfortable with it. So today, I'm hoping to break it down for you, help you feel comfortable with it. So let's go. So first, why should you care about the deadlift and why do we need to do it correctly? You're not deadlifting in everyday life, but you are. You deadlift every single day. When you pick up that bag of groceries, you're deadlifting. If you're picking up your baby, you're deadlifting. If you're picking up a piece of paper off the floor, you are deadlifting. When trained properly, the deadlift utilizes your lower back, your hamstrings, your glutes, your core, your lats, your grip strength. A lot is going on in this movement pattern, so we want to make sure that we get all the points correct so that when we do it in the gym and outside of the gym in everyday life, we're preventing injury in both scenarios. Okay, today we're going to do our dumbbell deadlift, similar to barbell, but same setup with your body, just different accessory used. So the first is our placement of our feet. We want to make sure that our legs are hips distance, not shoulders distance, hips distance. It ends up being narrower than you think. One of the most important things is a very posterior chain heavy workout. It utilizes our back. We want to make sure that our spine is nice and straight. So you want to brace your core and you want to think chest proud. So you can even practice drawing your shoulders up towards your ears and then dropping them back behind you, locking your lats into place. That is where your back stays the entire time.
Now here's where people get confused. A deadlift is not a squat. The movement is driven by your hips, not your knees. Push your hips back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your glutes. As your hips go back, your torso hinges forward and the dumbbells slide down the front of your legs, staying close to your body the whole time. Your knees have a soft bend. They're not locked, but they're not bending like a squat either. Lower until you feel a stretch in your hamstrings. For most people, that's around mid-shin to just below the knee. Your back stays flat, your core stays braced, your chest stays proud. Then drive your hips forward to stand back up. Think about pushing the floor away rather than pulling yourself up. Squeeze your glutes hard at the top. Exhale and reset before your next rep. Hips back to lower, hips forward to rise. That's the deadlift.
Okay, now we're going to go over a few common mistakes that are done with the deadlift that can really cause injury if you're not thinking about them, okay? So first one, a rounded lower back as you do your deadlift. Sometimes the tendency is to drop, but then you start to curve and add curvature to your spine. We don't want that. That is putting too much load in your lower back, and you should not feel pain in your lower back as you do a deadlift. Could be the weight is A, too heavy, and B, you did not stabilize your core enough before starting your deadlift. So putting the weights aside, just making sure you're locking everything in, your rib cage in, it's hugging in around your center point, your core is nice and stable to protect your lower back. Remembering your lower back is a part of your core system. If this part of your core is starting to dump down and you're not engaging it, it's going to add a lot of unnecessary pressure to your lower back. So prevent rounding of that lower back, stabilize, center your core, nice, powerful air. Second most common mistake in the deadlift is weights going away from your body as you're dropping down. You want to make sure you keep these weights as close to your body, to your shins and your thighs as possible. When you start to drift the weights away from your body, you'll feel it in your lower back. I just felt it. You'll feel the tension in your lower back. It's unnecessary. We don't need that. Keep those weights as close to your legs as possible. They don't have to touch, but they have to be super close to touching you. So, core braced, weights nice and close to your shins and your thighs. Another common mistake on coming up from your deadlift, we're going down. A lot of the times we come to stand up, you'll hear a lot of like power in the hips up, but the tendency is to tuck under and kind of lean your body back. We want to make sure that the power up is a power up, especially for my postpartum mamas. Your pelvic floor and your hips are a very sensitive area after giving birth, a few months after giving birth. So we want to take care that we're not putting them out into further extension than they need to be. So you're going into your core is braced, you're doing your deadlift, weights are close to your shin, your thighs. You're going to stand straight up. In the beginning, take your time. You want to power up and extend to the hips. We don't want to push further than we need to. It's up, straight up, thinking pressure, equal pressure on all 4 points of our feet, just standing tall, thinking top of your head to the ceiling. So we're deadlifting here and we're standing tall. Again, as you're perfecting and learning this move correctly, take your time on all parts of the move. It's okay, you're not going to injure yourself, but core bracing is going to be essential to prevent lower back hurting, as well as overextension of the hips and the pelvic floor going into an anterior tilt that we do not want. A side note from our postpartum mamas, but everyone as well who is maybe new to this move, we want to make sure, for postpartum, we want to make sure that you've been cleared by your doctor. This is a great move for healing. We want to make sure that we're cleared. We want to make sure that we're taking quality over quantity, okay? So for everyone new to this move, start with a lighter weight. It's okay. At the beginning, you're practicing your form. You want to make sure that as you're hinging into your deadlift, you're feeling it in your hamstrings and your glutes. Those are the two main muscles that we're targeting with our deadlift, right? All the other ones are helping come into play. We need them. But the hamstrings and the glutes, the deadlift is for those two muscles primarily. So as you're deadlifting, you want to make sure you're feeling it in the hamstrings, the back of the legs, and the glutes. So take care, start a lower weight, especially for postpartum mamas, and slowly build up, because again, we want quality over quantity. If you are newer to this and you're learning and accessing a deeper deadlift is not there for you, only go halfway. You can even find a box or a chair that comes up to about to your knee, and you can practice deadlifting to that point and then standing, making sure that you are finding the load in your hamstrings, right? So all the movements, even if you don't have those things, only deadlift to the point where you start to feel that, maybe stopping at your knees and then coming up. So we can regress this a bit, right? Don't go as far into your deadlift, all right? If you want to progress this deadlift, always adding weight is always going to be a key way to do that. But if you really want to work on balance and engage that core even more, you can do a single leg deadlift. So we're taking our feet are going to be side by side. You're going to take one foot back, place it at about your heel, and then we are deadlifting. That is going to work with the stabilizing leg. So the leg that is standing straight, that's basically what this does. Lifting that heel, taking that leg back, puts more weight in that front leg. That's the working leg, right? And it's the same move. And if you want to get really fancy with it, you can do a complete single deadlift to a balance or to a stand. But again, you just have one leg doing all the work. And you add a weight to it. The heavier the weight, the more load you're putting in that working leg. So as with all exercises, there are ways to regress them, make them a little more accessible for the moment, and progress them. And remember that every day is different. So today you may have
that balance and you are standing and single leg deadlifts and all that fun stuff. And the other
day you could be wobbly, falling over. Listen to your body. Every day is different. Doesn't mean you're not as strong as the other day. It just means that you may have more on your brain. You may have not gotten that much sleep. You may have missed breakfast. Hopefully don't eat your food, eat your protein. But whatever the case may be, every day is different. So listen to your body. Especially for women, our hormones are up and down throughout the month, a cycle. Be kind to yourself. Recognize that doesn't mean you're weak always. It just means today you need a little more care. Okay, everyone. So that is your deadlift. I hope that this overcomplicated move feels a little more accessible for you today. Please come back, re-listen to these points, and help yourself understand the move a little bit smoother, like, subscribe, tell a friend that you know how to do a cool deadlift and this is where you learned it. As with always, again, take your time, be kind with yourself. 3 things to remember here: bracing your core, locking your feet in, and making sure you're keeping those weights nice and close to your legs, feeling it in your hamstring and your glutes. Those are the pieces for this. Practice it, start off small, build bigger. You can do it, takes time. And again, thank you for stopping by. Again, I'm Kim from Move by Kim. Like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend, do all the things you do here. And I'll see you on the next time. Bye-bye.